Dorado County prosecutors unveiled more evidence today in their case against David and Travis Smith. The father and son duo are accused of starting the Caldor Fire, and that fire started in August of 2021, burning the town of Grizzly Flats and then burning all the way to South Lake Tahoe the following month. ABC 10 reporter Brandon Ritteman covered the fire. He's been in the courthouse for us this week and joins us live from Placerville. Brandon, is there going to be a jury trial? Do we know that?
Yeah, that is the big question, Alex, and we don't have the answer. It was supposed to be a 2-day hearing to decide whether there would be a jury trial, but this is day 2, we're done, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to come back for more. Travis Shane Smith and his father David watched while prosecutors shared details of the human suffering caused by the Caldor Fire. Not only did it destroy hundreds of homes and force more than 50,000 people to evacuate, prosecutors showed evidence of life-altering trauma, both physical and emotional, inflicted on people. District Attorney Investigator Gary Malmquist shared photos of burn wounds from 3 survivors who went to the UC Davis burn unit. One man in Grizzly Flats told him it was the worst pain of his life and that he, quote, thought he was going to die. Another spent more than a month in the ICU, hoping to regain the use of his hands. The evidence is meant to prove enhancements charged against the Smiths, felony reckless arson with great bodily injury. Meantime, the defense gave us a preview of their case. They argue the DA got the wrong guys and failed to follow up leads on other potential suspects besides the Smiths, including a fire chief in Pioneer, one of the first on scene at the Caldor Fire. He's not here to defend himself. He's since died. But the defense got investigators to admit the chief had been an arson suspect in other states and that he was once kicked off a fire in 2018 here in California.
That certainly begs that question. Why weren't they looking at someone who was a firefighter that they had information on? Why wasn't that followed up? Was there a bias against following up on that person?
The prosecution doesn't have to rebut the defense case right now. They just have to convince the judge that there's probable cause against the Smiths in order to force a trial. If there is one, the standard will then be tougher. The DA would have to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury. Now, there are gun charges, felony charges against both Smiths as well. A lot of the court session today was spent hearing testimony about those weapons charges, which include possession of a silencer and also attempting to convert a semi-automatic into a machine gun. That's charged against the son only. We just at the very tail end of the court day today got into evidence about the actual origin point, the place where the Caldor Fire started out in the forest. And we're expecting to pick right back up with that testimony for day 3 of this hearing. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait until closer to Christmas. It's not gonna happen until December 20th. Alex.
Brandon, prosecutors have mentioned the possible involvement of incendiary rounds. Did we learn anything more about this today in court?
Yeah, so incendiary rounds are literally they're ammunition that is designed to start a fire. And it was mentioned in court documents in this case around bail for the Smiths. However, it's our understanding after talking with our sources and listening in on court today, there isn't evidence of incendiary rounds being fired at the origin point of the Caldor Fire. However, we did hear testimony that while the search warrants were being served by investigators on the Smiths, that they found incendiary rounds in their possessions. Those rounds are illegal in California. It's not one of the criminal charges in the case, but it's an interesting bit of testimony that we heard in court today.
All right, Brandon Ritteman, thank you so much.